off of her! Get off of her! You cannot push it! You cannot Congress! You can't push members of Congress! Get off of her!
It just so happens that this has come today, right around the same time that King Ghoul Stephen Miller announced that the White House is considering suspending habeas corpus, the right to due process.
Hey, it's Jordan. I am in Flint, Michigan, East Palestine, Ohio, Tumwa, Iowa. Please support the only independent outlet on the ground covering what the corporate media covers up.
Hey, it's Ashley with Status Coup. So some breaking news right now. Mayor of Newark, Ross Baraka, was arrested by ICE about an hour ago while protesting an immigration detention facility in Newark called Delaney Hall. Baraka had been protesting the facility with 3 other New Jersey representatives, Robert Menendez, LaMonica McIver, and Bonnie Watson-Coleman. The group had apparently tried to join a scheduled tour of the facility. They were blocked from the tour by federal officials, which led to what I am about to show you right now.
Get off of her! Get off of her! You cannot push it! You cannot Congress! You can't push members of Congress! Get off of her!
You are fascists! Fascists!
So again, this was about an hour ago in Newark at the Delaney Hall Immigration Detention Center where Ross Baraka was arrested. Baraka, whose record I'm not going to defend, has been fighting against the opening and operation of this 1,000-bed detention center where he was just arrested. So a little bit of background on the detention center too before we go on. So this is from CNN. The 2-story building next to a county prison formerly operated as a halfway house. Then in February, ICE awarded a 15-year contract to the GEO Group to run the Newark Detention Center. GEO valued the contract at $1 billion, which is an unusually long and large agreement for ICE. The announcement was part of President Donald Trump's plans to sharply increase detention beds nationwide from a budget of about 41,000 beds this year. Baraka sued GEO Group soon after the deal was announced. GEO touted the contract with Delaney Hall during its earnings call with shareholders Wednesday, with CEO David Donahue saying it was expected to generate more than $60 million a year in revenue. He said the facility began the intake process May 1st. Hall said the activation of the facility and another in Michigan would increase total capacity under contract with ICE from around 20,000 beds to around 23,000. So a $1 billion contract, which GEO Group estimates will bring them $60 million in revenue per year. And the mayor of Newark, who sued GEO Group, was just arrested for protesting its operation. Gee, it seems like all of this has as much to do with archaic views on immigration as it does with turning a profit on people's abject misery. So there are other videos from Newark right now. Here is a video of Baraka being arrested.
Don't tell him you can't put a hand on there. You cannot. Fuck you. Yes, I said so. You cannot. What? And you better not touch her either. Tell him. It's on camera, Congresswoman, don't worry. It's all on camera. Put your mask down. Fucking top guys with your mask on.
So again, that was Mayor of Newark, Ross Baraka, being arrested while protesting at the Delaney Hall Immigration Detention Facility. It just so happens that this has come today, right around the same time that King Ghoul Stephen Miller announced that the White House is considering suspending habeas corpus, the right to due process, the right to not be unlawfully imprisoned without, again, due process. We are always at war in the US, but the circumstances under which the right to due process has been suspended were all incredibly different than our current circumstances. Attempting to justify this right now is insane and should be terrifying. Here is a tweet from Aaron Blake, which reads, habeas corpus has been suspended only 4 times. 1, during the Civil War. 2, when Congress authorized it to combat KKK vigilantism during Reconstruction. 3, in the Philippines during a 1905 insurrection. And 4, in Hawaii after Pearl Harbor. Again, circumstances here are extraordinarily different than the 4 aforementioned circumstances there. And this should, again, be terrifying to all of us. It isn't just immigrants who can be disappeared without being able to defend yourself. It is all of us. If you, for example, happen to protest at a facility the Trump administration doesn't want you to be protesting at, you can be arrested and unlawfully imprisoned. This could happen to any one of us for doing any number of things the administration, that is apparently bringing back free speech, has just decided they do not want you to do. So let's hear what Stephen Miller had to say about this today.
I have 2 quick questions. First, President Trump has talked about potentially suspending habeas corpus to take care of the illegal immigration problem. When could we see that happen, do you think?
Well, the Constitution is clear, and that, of course, is the supreme law of the land, that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So I would say that's an option we're actively looking at. Look, a lot of it depends on whether the courts do the right thing or not. At the end of the day, Congress passed a body of law known as the Immigration and Nationality Act, which stripped Article III courts, that's the judicial branch, of jurisdiction over immigration cases. So Congress actually passed, it's called jurisdiction stripping legislation. It passed a number of laws that say that the Article III courts aren't even allowed to be involved in immigration cases. Many of you probably don't know this. I'll give you a good example. Are you familiar with the term temporary protected status, or TPS, right? So by statute, the courts are stripped of jurisdiction from overruling a presidential determination or a secretarial determination on TPS when the Secretary of Homeland Security makes that determination. So when Secretary Noem terminated TPS for the illegals that Biden flew into the country, when courts stepped in, they were violating explicit language that Congress had enacted, saying they have no jurisdiction. So it's not just, the courts aren't just at war with the executive branch, the courts are at war, these radical rogue judges, with the legislative branch as well too. So all of that will inform the choices the president ultimately makes, yes.
Mr. Miller.
Again, that should be terrifying to all of us, whether you're an immigrant or not. That should be terrifying. And he says a lot of this depends on whether or not the courts do the right thing, which means this depends on whether or not the courts do exactly what the Trump administration wants them to do and not what the law would implore them to do. Essentially, the administration is going to go around the law to get what they want, as they have been doing, which is to be able to disappear immigrants and silence any kind of dissent for any kind of reason. And if they can turn a profit while doing so, all the better for them. Really sounds like a country that is getting free speech back. I don't know who it's for, but it's definitely not for any of us. So again, this was breaking news. We will be back with more videos. Please like, follow, and subscribe to Status Coup News. Please also consider becoming a supporter of Status Coup News at statuscoup.com/join so that we can keep bringing you more breaking news just like this. Bye.